Panthers, and this here may be tough to you. Snack cake to me, yeah, more hostess. This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feather, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's goody, Shellitronnn here, the most woke, no joking. I'm back again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry Biscuit, man. I think today is my first official day as a YouTuber. Now, I've been doing videos on YouTube for a minute now, but I've never really considered myself a YouTuber. I'm just a guy with a camera who loves the Panthers and music, and I just gave my opinion on those things. But today, I think I'm officially a YouTuber, because the most YouTube thing happened to me today. I officially have a serious beef with another person who creates content on YouTube. And the sad part is, it's actually a person that I used to highly respect. I actually like this guy. But I was watching one of his videos earlier. And he actually did the dumbest thing you could ever do. He actually convinced me that I could twist my own hair. I got back home. I said, you know what? Let me watch this video one more time. It looked easy enough. I got to twisting it. It don't look right. Look, it don't look right. It took me longer than I want to admit. And I would take it out. But at this point, I don't even feel like touching my hair at all anymore right now. So I'm going to just do it maybe tomorrow morning, or I don't know, just look crazy tomorrow when I have to go out. But I got a legit beef with that guy, man. I forgot his name. But me and him, when we see each other, we got to square up. He actually convinced me. He said it was easy. He said it was easy. This is not easy. I can't even front on you, man. I don't want to admit how much time it took me to do this. I thought it'd be like a quick 30-minute thing. Do that, get on video, say, look at this fresh new look. That ain't it. Anyway, man, enough about that and my beef with that guy. I've got some pretty crazy news for you guys, and I think some of you already know, but according to Coach Rivera, both Curtis Samuel and Damiere Byrd are going to be returning to the lineup this week, and that is a huge deal for our offense, because we're getting back two speedsters with the ability to be electric and flashes and really throw in a monkey wrench into the defensive scheme, because you haven't really seen either one of them so far. Damiere Byrd is really great with kick returns and punt returns, so him being back there as probably our best, or maybe even second best guy back there, I'm just going to call him our best guy back there right now. And Curtis Samuel, we can finally see what we have there. It's been almost 2 years now. It's kind of, a little bit of a gamble still, because we don't really know exactly what we have out of Curtis Samuel. And it could be a lot, or it could be, an injury-prone guy that can't stay on the field. But I really do believe, if you had to ask me, gun to my head, I would say that Curtis Samuel will be an important weapon for this team. If not now, then definitely in the future. But I think we can really fit him into what we're doing on offense, with a lot of different routes going everywhere, man. And we have a lot of interchangeable guys. If one guy gets, tired, we can throw him in. He can play a role that a lot of these other guys are doing, like Torrey Smith, for example. Jarius Wright has been really dependable out there running his routes. But if Jarius Wright comes out, we can still put in Curtis Samuel. I'm not sure if Damiere Byrd has that same kind of role in the team, but DJ Moore can be put in different places. We can set people up in different ways and in different places that'll confuse and find better matchups with this Giants defense we're going to face. And that's another thing. The Giants defense is kind of confusing. Their secondary is actually not that bad at all. I mean, they have Eli Apple, Janoris Jackrabbit Jenkins, who is really good, honestly. You got Landon Collins. I've been seeing a little bit of good things out of BW Webb. I've been seeing some good and some bad in parts of the games I've been watching with the Giants. But honestly, he can be hit and miss sometimes. But Jackrabbit is going to be the big name to watch out for. And I'm really thinking that if we can do a lot of different things by switching up matchups and finding out who's going to be where, and we can even go 5 wide with confidence again, because before our 5 wide consisted of 4 receivers or 3 receivers, Christian McCaffrey and Greg Olsen right there playing kind of a flanker position kind of thing. But with Curtis Samuel back in the lineup, we can definitely go 4 receivers and, Christian McCaffrey somewhere close to the line as well, and make a lot of moves that way. There's no way, no matter how good or whatever you want to say this Giants secondary is, there's no way they can cover all the configurations we can do with our receivers. I mean, we're well rested, and I think we can really do a lot of things here, and this really does open up some things for us. Now, we do have Shellitronnn, but I really think that our offensive line has been playing well enough that we really don't need to change anything unless it becomes like an issue, a big issue. And I don't mean a couple sacks here and there. I mean, like, if someone becomes an actual turnstile, we can look at other guys, but there's no reason to rush anyone back just for the sake of using his name and say, hey, this guy's back here. Our O-line's been pretty good so far. I mean, not even pretty good. Borderline great. Borderline, top 10, top 5 kind of, honestly. So I'm not really too concerned with our O-line, but against this Giants defense, we can do a lot of really good things, because even though they're somewhere around, I think, rank 8 through 12 in pass defense, they're actually 29th in rush defense. And what are a lot of our wide receivers also good at? Oh yeah, running with the ball in their hand. Curtis Samuel played a little bit of running back in college. Christian McCaffrey is obviously, a running back / receiver kind of guy. Damiere Byrd can get some looks. I think DJ Moore can even find some looks coming out the backfield and end arounds, find some fakes and whatnot. And if Christian McCaffrey can continue his ground and pound game that he showed he had 2 weeks ago versus the Bengals, then I really do believe that this Giants defense is going to have to put him in the box. They're going to say, look, we're either going to crush them in the run and say, look, Cam, you don't have to throw it at all. I mean, they're just going to give us the run all game. It's whatever. We can find out what Curtis Samuel and Damiere Byrd can do in another week. But I really do believe that after we get a few things going with Christian McCaffrey and even C.J. Anderson, the Giants are going to be like, okay, man, let's go ahead and put an 8th man in the box and stop this run. And then that's when we burn them over the top. That's the whole premise of running this air choreo with North Turner making the calls here. Once they start selling out for the run, that's when you hit them over the top. And I really do believe that this is where the Giants' weakness is. They're so bad at defending against the run that even though they have a really good pass defense, their pass defense is going to get tested late in the game when they have to either accept that we're killing the clock with the run every single down and getting chunk yards on plays, or they're going to have to make adjustments that open up other parts of their defense, which is exactly what Cam Newton can do. You can't just play the run like it's just Christian McCaffrey or C.J. Anderson. You have to play the run like it's also Cam Newton getting the ball, because he can break you in a number of different ways. We run that bootleg, and he has a wide angle to the outside if you have no contain. And you have to respect that play action, because if we're gashing you with that run game and you go straight for Cam, we'll see that happening, and we'll just hand it off the next time. And you'll either have to make a decision to either sell out or wait and see where the ball is. And Cam is definitely the best at the read option, keeping that ball in the running back's gut until the very last second. He might take it all the way to the line of scrimmage with you and then yank it out right at the very end. And you have to respect that out of Cam. If he breaks contain on a bootleg or extending the play outward, he can go out and just run it up, or he can look downfield and find options. And we have smart guys all up and down the field for our receivers who can really make moves. And Damiere Byrd and Curtis Samuel confusing this Giants defense, because, let's be honest, they're unknown commodities. There's no way that you can actually game plan for either one of these guys, because Curtis Samuel was either hurt or not used at all last year for the 8-9 games he was in. So there's really not much tape on him, and Damiere Byrd doesn't really get used too much. So when the time comes when he is being used, you'll have no idea how to counter him, because there's just no real examples of what he likes to do and what his tendencies are. So these two coming back really help us in a lot of different ways, and if they're not catching it, then they can also, come in on end arounds. A lot of different trick plays here, and I would not be surprised if North Turner runs that pair of trick plays again. The first play is a play action end around where you throw that swing pass to the slot receiver who's coming all the way behind the formation in the backfield. And then the next trick play, we had that same kind of motion. You look over there, look him off, and go to the screen on the other side of the field where people aren't looking anymore because you're looking for that other play that got you earlier in the game for big yardage. I just really do believe that we can catch this Giants defense on their heels, and this game is their season right here. They're 1-3. You do not make the playoffs at 1-4, and they don't have the excuse of guys being injured this year. Last year they did poorly because everyone was injured. I don't hold it against them, but this year they have their guys in there, and they chose to go for the running back and not a quarterback, and now they have a running back but no O-line and no quarterback. So we'll see how it goes. We'll get the Giants at their most fierce this weekend, because it's either save your season or you're watching college football for the rest of the year looking at who you're going to draft. And that's simple. Anyway, man, what are your thoughts on Curtis Samuel and Damiere Byrd coming back? Even Shellitronnn to a certain extent. What are your thoughts on them? Do they get in the game? Does DJ Moore get a bigger opportunity in this game coming up? I have no clue, honestly. I don't know what we're doing, to be real with you. If I had an opinion, I'd give it to you, but I'm drawing a blank. Let me know in the comments below, and you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Being told y'all I been the man. Being told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.